Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Uh, we have yet another Team Nug Sag episode. Team Nug Sag, that is. Uh, just a quick overview. Name Satchel in the light blue, playing as the Vikings, going for infantry in the feudal age. And dark blue player, Goober Nugget, playing as the Bohemians, going to go for straight for a castle in early castle age and get Hussite wagons out as early as possible. So, real quick, these two players have won every Arabia game that they've played so far. I believe there's been four or five Arabia games that they've played so far, and they have won just about outright every single game. Uh, the last game there was a little bit more resistance from one of the players, but there just wasn't quite enough to stop their momentum from absolutely dominating the rest of the game and getting them yet another win using the strategy. So this all-in strategy, this typically 1v1 all-in strategy from these two players has seemed to work quite well in these 2v2 matchups. Now, that's on Arabia. The whole point of that is to do it on Arabia. So these Team Nugsatch actually, so Goober Nugget and Satchel are actually coming off of a loss right now. So in the previous game, uh, they played Arena, and I believe they accidentally picked the civs that they would have changed it up for Arena because this strategy doesn't quite work the same on Arena as it does on open maps like Arabia, and so they did it. They went with the Bohemians and the Vikings, and they kind of changed their strategy. They went for more of a boom uh, strategy, but playing against the Italians and the Goths, which were their opponents, there wasn't a whole lot they were able to do there. They had offense going early, but the Goth spam, the Huskarl spam with the Condotieros as well, proved to be just a little bit too much for this strategy to handle on a map like Arena. So they are coming off of a loss, but it was on Arena, so it was on the map. They don't intend to use the strategy on non-open maps. This is definitely a strategy they want to use on open maps. So we're back on an open style map, a mountain range here. I've never actually seen this one before today, but looks like it's pretty much Arabia style. Only there's a mountain range down the middle. Okay, we got relics up at the top of the mountain with bears protecting that area. So you either hold the top of the mountain, looks like, to have your advantage point, protect the relic, get the relics. Excuse me, get the relics and get a height advantage over the other players. Or, this map, even though there's a mountain range, it also proves able to be used and played just like an Arabia style map. So we might expect, we might see we might see something a little bit different here, coming something more defensive maybe, or offensive from a castle. We'll see what happens up here at the top of the mountain, or they might just play it as if it's regular flat Arabia and do their regular aggression here. So I'll go ahead and speed it up here, but just wanted to touch on that. They actually did lose, and it was not on an open map. So I'm very curious. Like, the strategy clearly does not work the same on closed maps like Arena, but on open maps it has worked every single time. So I'm really curious to see what they're gonna be able to do here. And green, sorry, not green, yellow looks like he's gonna try to do some scouting here, as pink is also, he's gonna fend off pink scout here, trying to just keep this going quickly to get into the mid game, as we've kind of seen all this early stuff before. Both of these players are going to chase blue scout into his base. He's going to try to garrison, looks like, and protect his scout. Oh, and he does. So he gets the scout out of there, gets his villagers out as he does hit feudal castle age. Just the usual time, and goes ahead and puts his castle up. Red gonna run in with his scout cav. Blue gonna go for a house trap. He quick houses and traps Red scout. And he does get the scout kill. Look at this. Blue redeeming himself from Goober Nugget redeeming himself from that other game where he did scout a quick wall and trap a scout in his wood line, but then dropped the walls before he was able to kill the scout, letting the scout free, redeeming himself, getting a quick hold in there. I'm sure that's got to feel good for Goober Nugget there. We'll go ahead and speed this back up to get back into mid to late game here. Yeah, just curious to see, you know, are they rattled? You know, we just lost. We haven't lost with this strategy yet. What's the thinking here? Red going for the Castle Age. So Red's gonna have a good Castle Age time. Both these players look like they have pretty solid eco. This is gonna be Red. Sorry, this is Red as the, I can see right here, Japanese, and Orange as the Georgians. I'll go ahead and slow this down. Orange as the Georgians, so Orange going to be able to get a pretty solid start with his eco, as the Georgians do start with that mule cart, meaning they don't really have to spend money or spend wood on eco buildings, like resource buildings. They don't really have to build a mining camp. They don't have to build a lumber mill to get that efficient resource deployment, because they can just drop off resources at the mule cart with those villagers. So he's going to get the blacksmith. He's going to get the market up. Red's going to click up to Castle Age. Name Satchel. Looks like he's going for a different strategy here. He's already in Castle Age, so this isn't something we usually see from the Vikings player. Usually he goes for Feudal Age pressure, but right now we're looking at 3 barracks this early, which is also more than we usually see. He's going for straight for Man-at-Arms, and I'm assuming we can see Longswordsmen here pretty soon. Yep, here we go, Longswordsmen coming in. And so this is kind of a different strategy here. It's going to be pressure not as early from the light blue player. Looks like he's trying to set up for a little bit of a longer game, have a stronger base to his foundation to his push. These villages do have looms, so they're going to be able to take a little bit more of a hit, but they're definitely still going to get hurt by these house light wagons. This Goober Nugget putting his usual pressure in and beginning the wagon trickle that is so typical of this this build. Something Goob might not realize here is he's not going to see a mining camp or a lumber mill. I'm sure he might be a little confused by this. Because he's not going to see those buildings as the Georgians can make mule carts, and he does. The orange player, a tired dad, does hit Castle Age. I forgot to even introduce these players. It is Ursik playing the Japanese in the red, and a tired dad as the Georgians the orange. So tired dad, he's going to put up a fortified church, have a little defense there. And the fortified church, as the Georgians, again, a really strong economy civ. They're going to have a little defense here. And the fortified church will increase villager work rate, I believe, by 10 or 15% when villagers are in the radius around that fortified church. So Goob going to lose one of these wagons here. This pressure, good response here from Orange. Looks like he's calm, collected, responding well. He's going to run away with these villagers. And you know what? With a mule cart, this is actually pretty crazy. Looks like Goob's going to try to chase him down. But with a mule cart, you know, he's going to be able to dig gold, you know, mine gold, stone, chop wood, make farms. He's going to be able to do whatever he wants, kind of wherever he wants, because the mule cart's there. So very, you know, mobile resource production back here for Orange. That's going to work just fine for him. Blue wants to see where that went. He's not going to see it, though, as they went up to the north here. And I know I saw, yep, here we go. So I know I saw cav archers here. I might have missed if they were in light blue's base, but cav archers running past Goob here. I need to put a little pressure on. This is Japanese cav archers. So they do have fletching. But the Japanese, they do have fletching, and they have padded armor. So he's going to also get up to barbed arrow. So padded armor, barbed arrow. These are going to be pretty strong cav archers. Excellent for raiding early. He's going to be able to get some vill kills here on dark blue. If you're not watching. Dark blue losing another Hussite wagon up here. And light blue, the Vikings player named Satchel, is going to begin to move up with Longswordsmen this time. So waiting a little bit longer, but paying it off by, instead of having men-at-arms, having the Castle Age Longswordsmen already upgraded. And Goob's Hussite wagons, looks like they split off, went over here to put pressure on red. Again, like these players pressure the same player every single time, so they must have communicated here, seeing that the Vikings player was moving up with his forces, so Goob moved his Hussite wagons over here to red so they could pressure the same player. As it is red, his cav archers are going to come back to try to help. Goober Nuggets villagers just hanging out there, it looks like. This is pretty typical here. Looking dangerous. We do see mangonels, another fortified church. I do see mangonels coming out for orange, so he's responding correctly here. Gooberneck are going to try to put a sneaky siege workshop up near orange's base. Try to make that tired dad a little bit more tired, it looks like. And red, not looking great for his base so far. Looks like these guys probably have arson. They're going down pretty quickly. Red's going to try to raid the Viking player's base here. He's going for ballistics. These are heavy-hitting cav archers, but there's only 7 of them, so if any military get up to them, they might be able to handle them pretty well. He's going to get some villager kills here, though. A few villager kills is going to help, but it might not be enough. He's going to need to pull back. Yep, he's going to move his cav archers back. I keep thinking he's going to come back to his base, but I guess he's electing to not do so. He sees he's not going to be able to do a whole lot against all these units, as his first town center is going to go down. He does have 2 more to spare, but his cav archers are going to try to pick off his men-at-arms, or the longswordsmen, sorry, as they're walking up. So a good strategy here from Red, honestly. He's trying to pick off units as they catch up, because he knows if he walks up against this or this, those cav archers are just going to get smoked. But look at this. Look at how fast this town center is going down. 2 town centers down. These arson-equipped longswordsmen with their upgrades. It's just, I mean, this is just ridiculous. They have the HP bonus as Vikings. They're going to go for the 3rd TC. Just absolutely town center hungry units here. And they're going to drop this town center like it's nothing. Within seconds, Red's 3rd and final TC is going to go down. And just like that, villagers are going to start running, scared for their lives, nowhere to go except to orange. So he's going to try to put an extra couple TCs down on the gold, the wood here. And orange going for the mangonel line. So he's got 3, 4, 5 on the field. This is the right play. You know, maybe with a couple of units to support those mangonels. He's going to be able to do some serious damage here if he lands his shots. Let's see what happens here. Red's going to pull up behind these longswordsmen with his cav archers. As they're only 6, though, again, they're only going to be a nuisance. Not much more than that. Goob going to try to micro away from this mangonel shot, but he lands. Orange lands a shot. He's going to bring down one of the Hussite wagons, and a 2nd Hussite wagon, and a 3rd Hussite wagon. So he's getting value out of these mangonels, repairing the mangonels from the red player. Smart move here, but he's got to run from the longswordsmen in the end, who are just going to keep chasing down Red's town centers. This is just absurd. Name Satchel, playing this smart, moving a couple units off of his main detachment to go take care of the mangonel. Keep the wagons and the units safe as he moves on to the next building. Bonus damage against building here from these Viking units is just absurd. Ballistics coming in here from orange. Not quite sure what he's trying to do there, but dark blue, he's going to come in from the other side with mangonel and more Hussite wagons with practically nothing here from orange to resist. So a tired dad. He's got to be looking real tired right about now. Looks like Red's going to try to send his villagers in to try to do something. Take care of the Hussite wagons, maybe hit the mangonels, but they're not even going to make it there, as this fortified church will go down. Villagers will evacuate, and Dark Blue is just going to keep moving into Tired Dad's base here. Orange does get a mangonel out, but it dies before he even gets a shot off. Orange trying to put a castle up. 4, 5, 6, 7 vills on it. He's trying to get this thing up. But the Hussite wagons, the mangonels, might be here too soon. Yep, looks like they're going to be here a little bit too soon for him to get that castle up. It's going to stop at 56%. As the horde, the Viking horde from Name Satchel just continues to grow. 47 Longswordsmen. And they just continue to come on. I mean, this stream of units has been going ever since he began sending the units in the beginning of the game. As Ursik, the red player, is going to call the GGs. Orange agreeing with him, resigning alongside him. 91 Longswordsmen made from the Viking player that game. Look, maybe they lost the last game on Arena, but they've shown that going back to an open map, this strategy continues to dominate. Excited to see as they play more, you know, what this team can accomplish. The Vikings, Name Satchel Vikings player and the Bohemian player Goober Nugget here. Excited to see kind of what they can do, how they can climb. I mean, these guys are getting close to 1,000 elo, I think, in team games. You know, this is the 6th game that they've won in open style maps. 6th game in a row on open style. Currently, they haven't lost on open style using this strategy. So if they continue to win, you know, we can we could probably see them climb above the 1,000 elo, get a little bit into territory with a little bit better players, and maybe see some better reactions. See if they can actually lose with this strategy on open style maps. But so far, it's looking quite dominant. Not much has been able to be done against this strategy. So another win for Team Nugsatch. Excited to see what they can do next.